Alright everyone, welcome back to Tall Tales Custom Tackles. As promised, I'm gonna do a video on the cooling plates. It's about 7:44. Anyway, I still have a couple of things that I'm missing, but I'll go ahead and get started on it. I'm gonna have to run to Sneed's in a little while, which is not too far down the road. It's a little town. They got a little, old school hardware store. I'll see if they have the last connectors. I technically don't need them, but I want to do it a little different when I hook these up with that. What I mean is, originally, I just had, the T's. Well, I can show you right here. I had a T coming in, and then right here, instead of just 90, I just ran another T off. I think when I end that one, I'm just gonna do it with a 90, or I might just use a T. When I get to that point, I'll decide. But anyway, I'll show you what I got right here. This video will have a lot of pause in it, because if I just straight run this video through, this damn thing would be 2.5 hours long. Because I'm going to do it a little bit different what I originally done it, or I'm going to try to. Let me rephrase that. Anyway, because I originally done it, I had the other room. Now I use that. That's like my tackle area. Which it used to be, and then I converted it over to my woodworking and just all around work area. But anyway, when I built the first ones, I done them in there, and I had my drill press and everything set up, and I really thought hard on bringing my drill press in just to set it up where I could do it on camera, and it'd make it so much easier. But not everybody's gonna have a drill press, so it takes longer. But I'm gonna try to do them with just a regular drill. That way, if somebody that's watching the video wants to try it, they can do it that way. But anyway, they will be pausing. I'll get them started and all on camera, and then I'll probably pause it, or if I can figure out, I think I know how to make it go faster. I'll just speed through it on camera. But anyway, I'll show you what we have here. Lowe's actually used to carry these, and they didn't have them. These are the hose is for a 1/4 inch inside diameter. This is actually what they call their 1/8 inch. Some of these, and I know a lot of people do, oh, they make the right ones. These are actually the sharp bite style, but that's made for crimping. But these work really well with this, with the hose, and using zip ties. So then you got the little plugs, and this style right here, you can see right here, they're raised up. You can order some, and your local hardware store might have them. You can order some that has a that's like an Allen top, where it'd be flush with the top. These, they work. I originally was going to change them out later, and just I bought these to begin with because that's all the hardware store had, and they work. They don't get in my way, even though they stick up about a 1/4 inch, higher than the cooling blocks. So they work for me. They don't get in my way, so it don't bother me one bit. Then the clear tubing, you got 3/8 outside diameter and 1/4 inch inside diameter. And of course the plates. You can, if you try to build some, you can build them out of whatever size you want. These are, I believe, 8 3/4 long by 4, and let me see, I might be wrong. I thought they were, yeah, a little over 4 3/4 tall, and they're 5/8 thick. A lot of the cooling plates you see on the market that that I've saw on the market, and even the ones I bought that time, they were real thin, and they'll work, you know. But when you're trying to build your own, these thick ones like this, they actually hold a cooler temperature. And we'll get more in depth in that once we get started on this and we actually get and I show you how I hooked it up and what all I use, and I'll give you more detail on how I run it, which everybody's different. You can run your stuff different. But anyway, as you can see, and I mean the camera, I'm going to be moving it back and forth a lot, lower you down, and as you can see, I already got it marked because you didn't want to see that on camera. I got a little dot where I'm gonna drill, same with on top, and that's just pretty much where I want. Here's the drill bit, so it's just a 1/4 inch, and you can see I'll have just enough to grip onto the end of the drill. And when you're doing, and we'll talk more about it when we get to it, you know, you don't want to just get way down here. And it's going to be tricky, like I say, it's really going to be tricky to do it with a straight drill. The main reason is, I'll give you a quick little demonstration. I'm not fixing to start drilling because we still got to tap. But you got this long ass bit, and trying to actually hold it, you know, straight, and, you know, keep the drill straight and all that. That's tricky because you get off any little bit, you know. Let me try to get in this angle. You know, if you get off any little bit, it's almost impossible to straighten it out later. So hopefully we don't mess it up. If I start screwing it up, I'll just stop and switch up and actually bring my drill press in. I mean, I should do that any damn way because it would make it so much easier, but I want to try it without it. Like I say, that's like drilling in right at 6 inches, and to keep that bit straight. Once you get it started, and the last time I did it, I actually only used a drill press just to go down, you know, like 1 inch or so, just to get it started. And I might end up having to just fire it up to do that, but we'll see. We'll see. Anyway, start with the best thing you need to do is right where I got the, see if you can see, I got a little dot. You need to get some kind of punch. You know, you can use any kind, it don't matter. All it needs to do is, that way your drill bit, if you ever drilled in anything, your drill bit, once you get started, if you don't have a point for it to really hold to, you will get off. All you doing is just sticking it up there, tapping it. You know, matter of fact, I'm gonna do this one fully, and then I'll do the other ones off camera because I need to be damn, you know, conserving time because this is gonna take so much time. I'm gonna get these tapped, and once I get everything set up and ready to drill, then I'll turn the camera back on. All right, we're fixing to attempt it with just a regular drill. And this right here, like I say, is gonna be tricky to keep it straight. And what I'm doing, because I'm starting like this, I swapped over to a shorter bit to begin with to see if I can get it going straight. And what I'll do, if I can't, then yeah, I'll end up having to lock it into a to an actual drill press. And on this right here, I'm not as worried with it being as straight, you know, this way. What I'm concerned about is this way, because you'll end up going through the side down here if you get way off. You know, if it's off a little bit and it's not running straight down this and it's running in here or even right here, I'm not that concerned about that. It's being straight as far as, you know, side to side. That's what I'm mainly looking at. Looks good. And every so often it's a good idea, so you don't burn these bits up. Just have you some oil, run a little bit of oil on it. And honestly, I'm using this cutting fluid, you know, Tap Magic cutting fluid. It's actually for running like taps and stuff, but whatever you got laying around, in a pinch, I mean, whatever you have. The main reason is these bits, even though this is aluminum, these bits will get too hot and you will end up messing the bits up and dulling them. Alright, that looks pretty good. It's actually very straight. I'm actually surprised. I got that one started good enough that it's straight enough that I can finish it with the big one. Now let me try to get this one. And also, I didn't mention in the video, always wear eye protection. Just because I'm being a dumbass and I ain't got none on right this second. Don't be like me. I will put some on here in a second. I'm just the initial getting them started. I don't have them on because that has bit me in the butt a few times. I have got shavings in my eyes and it is not fun. So always wear protection. Believe me, my wife gets on to me all the time because I'm doing stuff. That's not bad. It could be a little straighter, but that ain't bad. That is not bad at all. Matter of fact, give me a minute. I'm gonna pause this, and I'm gonna find some eye protection before I mess up and get some crap in my eye. All right, I got my eye protection in. I actually had to plug up the GoPro. Anybody that has a GoPro, they know the batteries are not made to last very long. And this is the GoPro brand. I actually have some that say like a knockoff brand that they don't last near the time. Alright, we got it going pretty straight. I went ahead and swapped over to the long bit so we can try to keep on going. And since we're eating up so much time on the video, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to drill this one out, get it like ready, and then off camera I'll finish the other two up. You know, because it's going to be the same exact process on this one that you're going to see on that one. So you'll see me do this because, I mean, this video is going to be long already. So, alright. And one tip I will give when you're doing something like this is a long ways down. If you're doing this and you feel the bit, you know, if it feels like it's trying to bind up or something, slowly come back up. Every so often, you know, when you're drilling, you know, come up and let it sling that out, because even though this is aluminum, if you bind this bit up and you break one of these bits off in here, it's not necessarily ruined because you'll have to move over and, you know, change spots, but you know, these long bits are not cheap. So, and it don't matter how good a quality you buy, if you buy one gets bound up real quick while you're drilling, it's gonna break. I have broke, you know, $30, $40 bits as easy as I have, you know, a $5 bit. So it happens. Anyway. And like I say, don't forget to use some oil every so often, because these bits will heat up quick. I mean, that's a lot of friction. And this video, like I say, it's intended for the average person that has a minimum amount of tools to be able to make him something if he wants. Or, you know, I mean, you ain't got to have a cordless drill, because this right here sucks up a lot of battery. If you just got one of them cheap, you know, regular corded drills, it'll all work. I mean, for example, if once I run this battery dead, I might just go get, instead of burning up batteries, just go get my little cheap corded drill and finish it. Alright, there's one hole all the way done. Like I say, it's very time consuming, so I'm not. Let me make sure my head ain't in the way. I got a big ass head, so let me try to get you an angle. Maybe that ain't worse. Yeah, I don't think my head will be in the way. I try to be mindful about that dome. This out and get some fresh oil. Like I say, you can use anything. You know, truth be told, I've been in situations where I was drilling, didn't have oil, and hell, I've used, you know, my own spit just to try to help keep the drill bits from getting too hot. And this ain't no brand new drill bit either. I mean, I've used this drill bit a lot. This is the same one I used the last time, plus I use it for other stuff around here. So this bit gets used a lot. Well, there's 2 of them done. Now what I'm gonna do now is turn it over and start on this one. And like you can feel now, that plate it's not like hot enough it's gonna burn you, but I mean it's hot to the touch. So and I'm gonna do this one the same way. I'm gonna take this long one out, give it a minute to cool off, and I'm gonna start this with the short one. Lower you down where you can see a little better. And same as before, try to get it lined up best you can. Just start off slow, look a couple of times. And honestly, if you don't have a real long bit, you know, you ain't got to go as far back. You can go here, because once that cooler water is coming through, it's going to cool this whole plate. So it ain't like you have to have it way back. I mean, but if you can get it, you know, 5.5, somewhere in that range, you know, that's great. But it's not, you got to, you know. Alright, I think that looks pretty good. Yeah, I think that's looking pretty good. And right now I can actually see where this hole, you know, they're meeting, and that's what you want. You want to make sure they meet up. Alright, now from here, what I'm gonna do, clean that off. I actually want to make a mark, and I'll do it, now I do have those little rings that, you know, secure on so you can't go no deeper, but you ain't gotta go through all that. I'm just gonna come right here and put a mark. I don't want to go no deeper than that. So I will actually just get where you can see. Put a mark all the way around. I know it's got oil on it, but you'll be able to see that mark. So I don't want to go no deeper than that mark you see right there. Because if you go all the way, it'll actually come out the bottom, so you don't want to do that. But if we can go to that mark, we'll be perfect. And they got that much more to go, you know, so. So we made it to that mark, and that's it. From here, what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and get this one cleaned up, set to the side. I'm gonna go ahead and actually drill the other two out, get them done. That way when we come back, I'll show you how I tap it and install the fittings, and then we'll go from there. All right, we're back. You can see got a big old mess I'll have to clean up. All these shavings all over the floor. All right, I got all three of them drilled out. The only difference is versus the first one, to save battery power, I went and got my cheap drill. I actually used it mainly with the short one. I used this one for the longer because I felt like I had more control with my big one. Anyway, let me show you what we got, and then I'll straighten up a little bit and we'll get ready for the next step. But all right, I got them all three drilled all the way through. The one on top, and you can see they're wet. You can do it with air. Personally, I like to do it with water, just because you know, that's what's going to be circulating through them in water, and water seems to help get any kind of debris or any, you know, you'll have little pieces of shavings like that, you know, that come out. So you don't want to drill it, get it all ready, put it together, and then all of a sudden it don't work because it's clogged up, because that's just a pain in the butt. So you want to make sure, even after we, you know, we're going to have to take and drill and tap a little bit bigger hole for these. Even after I get those in and get the hardware installed, I'll still take and hook it to water to make sure it's circulating good, and because you don't want any kind of stuff, you know, breaking through, because if it breaks loose and goes through on the inside and sucks up through your pump, you can take a chance of damaging your pump. Even though they're not expensive, you still don't want to, you know, take a chance to damage that. So what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to stop the camera for a few minutes. I'm going to clean this up, you know, I'll probably just honestly rake it on the floor, but get the work area cleaned up, get it ready, and then we'll go through the next step. Anyway, we'll be right back. All right, we're ready for the next step. I'm gonna go ahead and load one of them up. Let me lower you down. Set that one to the side. Got that one loaded. All right, now if you don't have now you can use any size, but whatever size fittings you get, you need to make sure you get that size tap. For example, these are 1/8 by 27, so therefore, let's see, 1/8 27. This is a small thread. All right, so just remember that whatever size you get, make sure you get that. Then like this right here, you want to try to match up. You don't want to go too big with your bit. You want it to be fairly tight, because this right here has got a wedge design in it. So here's the easiest way I'll tell you. If you ain't got one of these, you know, they're very, very cheap. You can see that there starts on the very end on 5/16. This is a 5/16 bit. So that tells me that this bit is just a shade smaller, because you want these threads cut into it. You know, so if you went up on the bit size, the threads wouldn't be quite right. But anyway, all I want to do is go down just a little bit. Let me see if I can get you a little closer so you can actually see what I'm doing. Let's see what the angle. All right, maybe that'll work. But anyway, you don't want to go too deep. Just me personally, I'm gonna go about I'm gonna go a little over a 1/2 inch. That way I got plenty of room to cut the threads. I'm actually going, instead of turning this over, I'm going to start it on the front. Like I say, it ain't got to be perfectly straight. You know, you're just going in there enough for your threads. And I will say, if you're watching this and you're a you know, machinist or somebody that does this all the time, I mean, yeah, there's better ways. There's, you know, a lot better ways to do what I'm doing, but this is not for the people that has experience or know how to do this kind of stuff. This video is intended for the average person out there that don't have a lot of money to spend but would like to, you know, make a set of cooling plates or even try. And you know, you can do it real inexpensive versus just buying them already ready. I mean, you're gonna spend a lot of money. This is something you don't have to do. Personally, I like to take and just bevel the edges a little bit. It seems to help start your thread, and it don't hurt anything. I'm just doing it because it's what I'm gonna do. All right. Now, let me just show you. I got, you know, I ain't no professional when it comes to this crap, but I do have a lot of, you know, old taps, and you know, I've had to do a, you know, I broke a lot of bolts and had to tap crap over the years, so I always try to keep some. What I'm going to show you is, for example, if you go buy you a little kit, you know, or you ain't even got to buy a kit, just a single like I did this, you don't have to go buy you a tool to hold your tap. You can use something like this. This is honestly a cheap one. I'm using a small one. To me, that's the easiest thing. I'm gonna put some more cutting fluid, cutting oil. I just like to go ahead and put a little bit on the threads before I start. Let me get you back a little bit. Adjust this. Now, getting it started like this can be a little tricky. You need to kind of push down and slowly turn, because it don't take but just a second to start cutting threads. But you want to look at it a couple of times and make sure it's fairly, I mean, it ain't gotta be perfect, you know what I mean? You want to try to get it started where it's fairly straight. I mean, like right there it's a little crooked, so I'm backing off of it and trying to, and I know the camera won't watch. What I'm doing is putting pressure down here, and I'm trying to hold it to get it started. And once you get it started, I mean, it'll hold its place. Especially something like aluminum that is soft. Actually, give me a second. I'm going to shorten these legs up on this tripod and try to get you a closer. There we go. Try to get you a little bit better angle. And all I'm doing is, as I'm turning, until I get down a little bit further, I want to keep a little bit of pressure down, you know. And the way I like to do it, like I say, you'll probably have 100 people give you 100 different, you know, ways to do this. But I like to go real slow, and you'll see the way these are designed. Let me get this camera on it. The way it's designed, it's got a hollow point, and as it's cutting, you know, the shavings that go in that hollow area, you can see it there. Even though it's doing that, I still like to go real slow. And these things, even though they harden, they will break on you. Even in aluminum, I have broke them before. So So when I start feeling it tighten up a little bit, and you can see the shavings are there, I'll actually start working it back and forth a little bit, and you'll hear it cutting. You know, freeze it up, just go back and forth. And once I get a certain ways, you know, say a 1/4 inch in, I will actually back it out, clean all the threads off, put more oil on it, and I'll start again. You could technically pour a little oil down there. I mean, that works, but like I said, this is the way I like to do it. All right, from right there, I'm going to actually back it out. That looks like a lot of spinning, but these are, keep in mind, these are very small threads. I mean, this is real fine thread. I'm just going to take and coat. Now, I've done all 3 of these with the drill, you know, without a press, drill press, just to try to show you. You ain't gotta have. And once, like I say, this video is gonna be long. You know, if I would have showed every single bit I've done, it would be 2 hours long. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get this plate done with the fittings in it, and then I'm gonna build the other ones off camera. That way, you know, we can try to cut down on time. And you know, working back and forth like that, it seems to help, you know, make the pieces, you know, the loose aluminum, you know, break up a little easier, and you'll have a lot of it fall down in the hole. That's why you still want to, and that's plenty deep enough, you know, even though it's like this, it's steady falling down. So when you get done doing these, you definitely want to clean them out. You know, you want to rinse it out again, clean it up. But you can see down in there, it's about a 1/2 inch deep or so. You know, that's about all we went, was about a 1/2. And I'm dirtying up my shirt. I'm taking, just cleaning out them. And those of you that don't know, that's, you know, that's why I made this shirt right here, my my working out here shirt. I mean, hell, I don't mind if it gets dirty. All right, let's angle you back up. Get this started. Like I said, I know the camera angle probably ain't catching all this, but I'm trying to keep it as straight as possible. Right there, it's a little crooked. I'm gonna try to alright, I think that'll work. Like I say, it ain't gotta be, you know, you ain't gotta have it soaked down perfect, you know, but because it'll work regardless. It's not gonna affect anything. All right, let me get like this. Maybe if I get like that, the angle, I won't be blocking your view as bad. Anyway, I'm hoping this video, I mean, I know it's gonna be long, but I'm hoping this video will explain to the, you know, I've had since I built mine, I've had probably a dozen or so, or probably even more people, you know, message me, and I've had, you know, some comments and people wanting to see how I build them. You know, I get a lot of questions on what they're used for, and like once we get these put together and built and actually hook them up, we will run them. I'll hook them up with the other ones I already have 4 hooked up, so we'll hook them up and try to run them real quick. You know, I ain't gonna make but, you know, a bunch of old crap, but just to show you what they look like and what they are used for. course, technically I could just, I might actually do, alright, yeah, I'm gonna do this one on camera because this one and this one is gonna be the exact same. So I'll do this one, and that other one I'll actually do it off camera that way, because it's exactly the same, you know. So you ain't, you know, just watching the same old thing. I guess I could put my GoPro on my head mount, you know. That way you can see exactly what I'm seeing, but I don't know if it would do any better. Alright. There we go. That's perfect. I'm gonna do this other hole real quick off camera, and when I'll turn it back on when I'm actually putting the fittings in. That way you ain't just watching the same old thing. Alright, we're back. Already done 2 of them. I figured I'd just go ahead and knock them out. That'd be one less thing I have to pause. I got one of these ready, but I'm gonna go ahead and put the tape on this so you'll know or see. This right here is just some of the cheap thread seal tape. Any style thread seal tape will work. The reason I'm showing this part, just in case those of you that don't know, let me see if I can get to where you can. You want to start it just like this, and the reason being, let me wrap that. All it needs is about one, you know, one and a half good time. You want to make sure it don't cover that. You want it this way for one reason, and the reason is, like, when you go to put it on and start it, if you put it on the other way, when you're spinning it, you're actually unraveling it this way. You know, it's not going to come off because that's the way it's actually on there. So I mean, just try to keep that in mind. Same with this. You just want to follow the thread. Now this, it don't matter if it blocks there, because this, all this is a plug, you know, so it don't really matter. About knock the camera off. So it don't really matter. All right, let's spin you around. And these right here, you can use a crescent wrench, whatever. You know, I'm just using a small little wrench. You know, it don't take much. I mean, because these are gonna stick up a little bit, so that don't, you know, that don't matter to me. And if they ever get to where they really in my way and causing problems, you know, I might remove these and put the alright, that's good enough, flush style in a little bit more. Alright, there's that one. And you can see some of them are flush, some of them stick up a little bit more. That, I mean, that to me is no big deal. If they ever get where they're in my way, I'll switch them out. Alright, now let's get these started. And remember, if you use the same size, these are real fine threads, so just keep that in mind. The finer the thread, the easier it is to cross thread, so just be careful with it. And brass is easy to strip, so just try to keep that in mind. And on these, you ain't got to bury them even, you know, just whenever they get where they feel good and tight, stop it, because that tape seal is squeezing in there and it's helping create a seal where you won't have water leaking. And it's very possible you wouldn't have water leaking anyway with the brass and aluminum, but you know, I just, for extra protection, I like to have it done. All right, now I'm done with this, and what I'm actually going to do, and I'm not going to do it on camera, just because I mean it should be self-explanatory. What I'm going to do is take these outside, and I'm going to run water through this side to make sure it's coming out in a good, you know, stream on all three of them. You know, and you can do it vice versa. You can do it from the top throughout the bottom, bottom through the top. You know, me, I'm going to make sure I flush water through both sides a couple times to make sure that the way if there is any kind of small little pieces of you know, aluminum debris, burrs, or anything like that, it'll come out. Anyway, so we got all three of these pretty much done. You know, the next step once I flush them will be actually disconnecting this one and adding to it. But anyway, I'm gonna flush these out, and I'll be back in a little bit, and we'll finish the video. I need to run the Sneeds. While I'm in Sneeds, I will check and see if they have the you know, a 90, just to do that and make it, you know, it'll be less waste. Anyway, if they don't, then oh well, I'll just do it the regular way, or I might just wait. Anyway, when we come back, I will I'll go ahead and have that unhooked, and we'll go through the whole process. You know, like I say, we'll put them to the test, or not to the test, because it actually for them to be used proper, so you run a lot of plastic. But I'll show you anyway how it works, and I'll actually go over the tank I made and how it works. Anyway, we'll be back here in a little bit. All right, we're back. I got one left to do. I saved it because I'm trying to make this video where it's not as long. I got two of the new plates already connected. You can see the newer hardware here. I actually took and cut some off of these. You know, like the distance between these were spread out about 1 inch more, so I closed them up, and I just made everything closer since I'm going with 7 plates now. Anyway, I got these hooked up. I actually have some brass 90s that will be here in a few days, but I stopped by the little hardware store. The only thing they had was plastic. For video purposes, I'm gonna go ahead and finish it with the plastic, and then I'll change it later for myself with the brass ones. Anyway, let me show you how I do it with these. This right here is 1/4 inch inside diameter. They slide over these pretty well. Just show you, try to get where I can show you. All right, they're a little tight, but there we go. Slide that over, and the hose is gonna have, if you buy a brand new roll like this, the hose is gonna have a natural, you know, kink in it. Honestly, that will actually come out over time. You know, I'm gonna try to, you know, it might take a little bit, but it'll come out. All right, try to get where you can really see. Right here, I'm just gonna put these 90s in. I'm hoping that the 90 will slide in without heating it up. Over these brass ones, you just take a like a small torch. You can use a lighter and just heat it up a little bit, and it slides over. But I'm gonna put a little drop of 3-in-1 oil around this and see if it will you know, if it'll slide in there. If not, I'll heat it up. Oh yeah, that's gonna be tight. Let me just do that. And it don't take much heat, honestly. Just just a little bit, because you don't want to melt it, you just want to get it where it softens up enough. So, and like I say, this is only going to be until my brass ones come in. I think they'll be here in let's see, I think in 2 or 3 days, something like that. And I didn't want to, you know, I already had the video started, so I didn't want to just wait. I'd rather go ahead and finish the video, get it uploaded today, and then when they come in, or who knows, I might just sit them to the side. I mean, if this works good enough, I'll honestly just leave it alone. And I don't see no reason this won't you know, won't work. So get this. Yeah, I had to run this, you know, the little town down the road, little local town, and mail some stuff off. I needed to cash a check, you know, just little errands. Alright, we're gonna do the same thing here. I'm just gonna run a little bit of heat over the end just to help it slide over. And I mean, the little pump that I use, and I'll show you that here in just a second, it don't have enough pressure. You don't even have to put these zip ties on it, because you ain't gonna be pushing enough pressure to blow them, you know. But I just do the zip ties just for extra, because right now you can't pull them off, none of these off. Believe me, I have to cut all these off when the time comes. They don't just pull off. But you know, this is something I've been going to do for a while, make more, especially since I have my shooting star coming. I'm hoping I get a shipping notification this week. They originally told me it would probably ship out, let's see, I think they Friday, yeah, June 4th is when she said it would probably ship out. So I'm hoping it'll ship June 4th, but we'll see. I mean, when it comes in, you know, I'll probably I don't know if I'm gonna make a video of like putting it together. Probably not, because I'm gonna be watching a video trying to figure out how to put it together. All right, so we got the plates made. We got them right here. I gotta hook it back up, but before we get started hooking it back up, here's my tank. My tank is just a little Igloo cooler. I think this thing was only about $14, $14, something like that at Walmart. You know, they're not much. I might even be wrong. Hell, it might have been $10. I don't remember. This is an Atwood Tsunami, little 500 gallon like aerator model, but it's the one that it's like the through hole design. I have it, you know, in with a little bit of like silicone around on the inside to break it down where it would fit a smaller hose. You know, I went and just reduced it down. I mean, cheap. This is actually stuff I had laying around. I didn't have to buy none of this. The only thing I bought was this right here. I want to say it was $10, because I got some of the smaller ones that are $4, so this one should be 10. I got this on eBay for like, I think I paid $12 for this. They were brand new, but out of the box, you know. And this is just an old school 12 volt output, little, because that's all them are, is 12 volt. If you don't want to fool with this, be careful. Hook it up to a small, you know, small little battery. I actually had it hooked up to a small battery for a period of time first. Anyway, let me set this up right here. That way I can try to get back situated. Move these cooling plates. Ooh. Oh, I'm about to knock. Alright, I knocked you over, but it's alright. It will be alright. I'm fixing to change positions for you anyway. Alright. Let's see what all I need. Just bear with me. Okay. And this one right here is the one I took off of it. Put this one back on. Let's see if I can get it back on without heating it up. There we go. And the way it's gonna work is the water's gonna be in here. The water's gonna be in here about that deep. I usually only have it about halfway full because, and depending on how much plastic I'm running, I'll drop a little bit of ice in it. I don't, like I say, I don't want it freezing cold. I only want it cold enough, cool enough to, you know, I don't want the molds to sweat. Basically, I want it cool enough to, if I can keep them about 70 degrees, somewhere in there, you know what I mean, just room temperature, I'm fine with that. I don't want them freezing cold, because if you ever get them freezing cold, they're gonna sweat. All right. And as far as in the top, where did I pick this right here? I actually just have this going through here. Let me get it lined up. And I'll show you what the hole was a little bit bigger, so I just got another one acting as a, you know, little piece just to hold it in tight. But anyway, that's gonna have water in it. Water is gonna come through, and we're gonna run it here in a minute. But water's gonna be in here. This is a cheap, like I say, pump. Water's gonna pump through the bottom one. It's gonna run through the bottom of these plates. Oh man, I'm trying to not make you dizzy. Water's gonna run through the bottom of these plates. It's gonna go through, come up, and out the top. And it's gonna go back through, and then back in here and just recirculate. That's all it's gonna do. All right. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pause you again, trying to keep the time down. I'm gonna pause you again. I'm gonna go ahead and put water in the this thing, even though we don't technically need it because we're only gonna run just a few baits. I am gonna go ahead and put water in it, and once I have water in it, you know, I'll show you how much water I got in it. I'll turn it on, you know, just show you how I have it, and then I'll break it down and tell you, you know, like give you an idea of how much I have in 7 cooling plates. All right, show you real quick. I have it on. Let me open it. And you can see it's a decent amount of water flow. I mean, even though it's a small pump, you can go bigger if you want to, but that works fine with me. I actually just have it plugged up, you know, to a circuit protection. Turn it on, and it stays pretty much just, you know, right there out the way. That anyway, it's easy to see, easy to turn on and off. Comes in. We're actually fixing to, I laid up, all these are hog salad molds. They're all the same height, so we'll try to shoot all of them. Let me check this plastic real quick. This is just some yeah, a little warm. Alright, let me see if I can get you set up to where you can see. I'm actually going to lift you way up. Alright, we're going to see if we can see all of them. I actually took my my dual injector and took one of the 6-ounce barrels off of it just in case. And we'll see, we might not have enough plastic. I mean, these take a lot of, especially these H crawls right here, they take a they take a decent amount. I might not fill that up all the way. Oh, I might shouldn't. Oh, I should have knew better even try that. Well, I know this one will be full. Matter of fact, that was a fail. We're just gonna use what's in here to top that off, because they wasn't enough plastic. And I don't think that's gonna make it, but yeah. So we had enough to do. Well, if I would have started over and re-sucked up, I would have had enough to do that one. But anyway, I know these two right here, they take roughly about 10 ounces to fill up both of these. Not quite 10. I mean, I can suck up 10 ounces and I'll barely have some left. So let's say 9 ounces to fill up both of these. So, I mean, and I only had like that cup full. So, yeah, we didn't have enough. So that was a big fail. But anyway, regardless, you get to see what the cooling plates are for. And then I'll explain a little bit more in just a second. I know, I don't even know why I'm topping this one off. That was a big failure. Yep, I wouldn't have had enough to fill up that one. All right, let's try to see if we can break it down and explain some stuff real quick. Cooling plates. I use cooling plates whenever I'm for example, if I had a small order of 50 of the H Crawl Juniors, the 3 1/4, 50 of them, I can knock out 12 at a time. There's no need to fire up the cooling plates. You know, 50 is not enough because you're only running the molds a few times. You know what I mean? Say 5 times. Yeah, your molds will get a little warm, but not hot. Now, if I had an order of, let's say if I had an order of 100 of them, then yeah, I'll go ahead and fire it up just to maintain temperature. Because by the time you get, you know, 50 or more done, you're going to go from warm to your molds are actually going to start getting pretty hot. And the hotter your molds get, when they're that hot, the more problems you can have. Certain molds don't like to get overheated, you know. And if they're too hot to actually touch, that's a pretty hot mold. But anyway, like I say, I'll run a little bit, you know, room temperature water, and once the molds start heating up and the water warms up, then I'll drop a little bit of ice in it. Like I said, I don't want my molds freezing cold to where they're sweating. If they're sweating and the molds are real cold, and you shooting hot plastic in there, yeah, they'll cool off real quick. But you know, you can on certain molds I've found, you can introduce a little bit more of a like a draw. You know, it'll suck that, especially with your sprue. If your mold's freezing cold, it'll suck it up. But anyway, I don't want them freezing cold. I want them where they're nice and cool. One thing I also do is I keep a gallon jug in my refrigerator, so you know I can add, you know, pour out some of that warm water and add cold water to it, and that'll help keep it cool. Anyway, this video, like I say, this video is intended for the people that was asking about cooling plates. Honestly, I probably won't always run 7. What I'm thinking I'm going to do is later on, because 7, like I say, that's a, you know, that's a decent amount. What I'll probably do later on is actually either put a shut off right here, you know, like a quick connect where I can unhook them, you know, say unhook 3 of them, or I might even take the 3 off and have another connection, you know, over here somewhere where I can just easily plug into it if I want to run, you know, all 7 of them. I'm not going to be running all 7 of them, you know, all the time, so I'm definitely going to either make I'll either make a quick, you know, connect right here, which that'll probably make the most sense, just a quick connect right there where I can shut it off and be done with it. Anyway, because honestly, I mean, 4 gets me by very easily. The only reason I wanted 7 is, the biggest reason right now is I needed to make this video. Another reason, if I get where I'm running a lot of extra baits, then of course I'll definitely, you know, fire it up, you know, especially once I get the shooting star system. All right, I'm gonna turn that off, and we're actually fixing to see if, you know, what a failure that one is. I know that one is an absolute failure, and then we can end this video, and hopefully it won't be way too long. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be long, but just imagine if I haven't, you know, if I hadn't paused it all those times and just straight ran it, that would be a 2-hour-long video, and this video is not going to be for everybody to watch. It's pretty much because when they see how long it is. Let me see this one. This is that, I know this one's a failure. Oh yeah, absolutely fail. And in this channel you'll see my failures. Oh man, that sucks. So with that one being a failure, I didn't get to feel this one. We didn't get none of the 3 1/4. Well, luckily I got some already made over there. I can show you if you need to see. Oh man, I knew this one I didn't put enough, so there's another failure. Man, I'm just a complete failure today. Oh, there's some beauties right there. Green pumpkin is one of those colors that is, I mean, honestly, it's one of my most popular colors that I sell. Everybody, oh, sit that there. Everybody wants green pumpkin. Can't go wrong with some green pumpkin H-Cross. Alright, one last, and we're almost done. There we go. I was trying to keep these inside the mold where you can see them. Alright, here we go. There's our little haul. Boy, that was a big failure. I didn't have enough plastic for one mold, but then 2 molds I didn't feel all the way. Like this one, I threw it in there real quick, but this one I didn't put enough plastic in it. I failed there, but anyway. Well, that's a lot of damn cooling plates. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna make it where I can disconnect 3 of them and only run the extra ones when I have, you know, big orders. But anyway, hopefully this answers some questions. Hopefully you learned something. you know, if you're trying to figure out whether you want to do it or not. Oh yeah, before I forget, let's go over this real quick. How much money I have in the cooling plates. These plates, let's see, I paid $34 for the 3 plates, you know, the 3 pieces of metal. The other ones, when I bought them, I think I paid $40 for them. Just giving you an idea. All the fittings, if you look at all the fittings, you know, you're looking at like, and you can go cheaper, believe me, you can buy all plastic fittings. There's really not a lot of pressure, so you can buy all plastic fittings. But in brass fittings and everything, you know, I got like $45 in brass fittings. The hose, 10 feet of that hose was like less than $5. I mean, it wasn't much. Zip ties, I had zip ties laying around, so I mean, that's cheap. If you look at the Igloo thing, I mean, I think I paid $10 for it, something like that, cheap. You ain't even got to use that when you can use a damn cooler you got laying around. I think I paid like $12 or so for the little pump. So you really looking at all together, I mean, if you build them like this, I mean, I got less than $150 on everything, you know, easily. I think I got less than about $150. But with that being said, the first plates I bought, and that's for 7, the first plates I bought 5 of them, and I paid for 5 of them. Then I bought the hose to go with it. I never even hooked it up because the plates were too small for what I wanted. But for the plates and the hose that I bought with it, I had like $400 in it. And that's without a pump, without a tank, without anything else. That was just that. So for those of you that don't want to spend a lot of money on something, you can buy, and the average person ain't gonna need 7 plates. So, you know, start out with 3 or 4 like I did, and I mean, you can do it pretty cheap. Most people have a drill laying around, so buy you a tap and all that. It's still gonna be pretty cheap. But anyway, maybe this showed you and gave you an idea of where, if it's something you want to try to tackle or not. Always remember, if you try it, be safe. I mean, you will, you know, my hands got nicked up today. You know, just be safe with it. Wear eye protection, and you know, just take your time. I mean, all together today, you know, I've done a lot of off camera. All together today, I mean, hell, it's 2:20 now, so that tells you I started this morning about 8 o'clock. But no, I didn't only do this. So if you count what I did today, I've got about 3 or 4 hours tied into it. But that's going slow, trying to make sure I didn't mess up, because I only used a drill for video purposes. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, leave comments. You can always contact me on my personal Facebook page, Eric Gilly. Anyway, share, you know, share some of the other videos in my channel with you know, with some of your friends. Share it on your social media. And anyway, thank you for watching. We will catch you next time.